Trabzon is a modest city on the Black Sea coast of Turkey. However, it attracts a large number of tourists from the Arab countries. Just look at the arrivals board. But why do crowds of tourists come to Trabzon? Maybe there are many interesting attractions here. Let's have a look. There is a bazaar, a park, a fortress, embankment, a Turks pavilion, a mosque, another mosque, a church turned into a mosque, and I guess that's it. But I doubt that all these tourists come here for these sites. They have similar attractions in their own countries. Therefore, to answer this question, we will go outside the city. In this video, you will find out why a large monastery was built on a steep cliff. What is the most Instagrammable point in the region? And why Trabzon attracts so many tourists? There are some special places on the planet like the pyramids in Egypt or Machu Picchu, which leave many questions of how they were built and why. When people see them in pictures, they usually want to visit them in real life. And for me, one of these special places became the Sumela Monastery, which is not far from Trabzon. The monastery is located on the steep cliff, and it seems that it's barely holding on. And the main question that haunts me is why people built a monastery in such an inconvenient place. According to a legend, two monks found the icon of Saint Mary somewhere here and decided to carve rooms for the future monastery into the mountain. The icon is believed to have been painted by the Apostle Luke. You know, it's even good that they found it somewhere here, not on the top of Everest. But most likely, the main reason for the monastery's location was protection. It's hard to attack it. Or maybe the monks just like the view on the mountains. The monastery didn't immediately take the shape of what we can see now. It had been constantly built and rebuilt for more than 1,000 years. For comparison, the Great Wall of China had been built and enlarged for about 2,000 years. Unfortunately, the frescoes in the monastery were severely vandalized, but there are some well-preserved paintings. And now imagine how the monastery was beautiful centuries ago, when the frescoes were not ruined. Monastery Sumela was active until the 20th century, namely until the foundation of the Turkish Republic by Ataturk. In 1923, a tragedy happened. There was forced population exchange between Greece and Turkey. Almost 2 million people were evicted from Turkey to their historical homelands. But they didn't have life there and didn't want to move. The monastery was abandoned. You know what also surprises me is that the Sumela Monastery is still not on the UNESCO list. So this site is on the list. And the monastery is not. Really? Is it even fair? So far, I cannot say that Trabzon is a beautiful city, except some buildings and public spaces, like Zagnes Valley Park. In fact, Trabzon is an ancient city, though you cannot say so from its modern appearance. It was a rich port city during the times of the Roman and Byzantine Empire. After the Byzantine fall, it was the capital of the Trabzon Empire, which existed for 250 years before it was conquered by the Ottomans. The Trabzon Empire earned a lot of money from trading on the Silk Road. So it's a very important city, but unfortunately there are almost no survived historical buildings and monuments. You don't feel history here. Most of the city looks like this. Though there are some places in Trabzon city which I recommend you to visit. For example, Hagia Sophia is a formerly Greek Orthodox church built in the 13th century when Trabzon was the capital of the Trabzon Empire. It is famous for its frescoes and represents the finest example of Byzantine architecture. In the 16th century, the church was converted into a mosque. Hagia Sophia is gorgeous, my favorite place in the city, and my recommendation for you. Another interesting place is Saint Anna Church, which is one of the oldest churches in the city, built in the 6th or 7th century in the Byzantine style with preserved frescoes. For sure, in Trabzon you will notice many Arab tourists, but why? Why do they come here? Like to be there. Well, the climate in Trabzon in summer is not that exhaustingly hot, like in the United Emirates, for example. Secondly, the Muslim culture of Turkey is closer than of Europe, and there are many mosques to pray. And now I'm going to show you a place which is especially popular among tourists here. This place is usually compared with Switzerland. If you cannot understand the similarity from this point, check this. Isn't it Switzerland? Only the mosque by the lake betrays the truth. The lake is one of the most Instagrammable spots in Trabzon, so let's pay tribute as well. By the way, the dish that I eat in this peak is called mihlama. It's a local specialty made of melted cheese and cornmeal. Another dish you should try is called hamsi, which is anchovy. This fish is said to be the most famous in Trabzon because it is produced in the Black Sea. In the end, I'd like to say that in Trabzon I was more fascinated not by the lake, but by its nature. Trabzon is also known for its strong football club in Turkey. Here you can see Trabzonspor flags everywhere. It's the only city in Turkey where the number of football club flags exceeds the number of Turkish flags. And the whole city just goes crazy because of football. In addition to flags, you'll find a huge number of citizens here wearing Trabzonspor t-shirts. Okay guys, it's time to make a conclusion about the region and the city. Trabzon is an ancient city with great history. Unfortunately, there are not many preserved historical monuments here, but here you can find a unique place, the monastery on a steep cliff. This is a place which I recommend you to visit sometime. See you in the next video.